Real Housewives of Potomac is back. Get into this review right now.
Well, he's a cutie pie. I might put him in Potomac. Okay, yes. Yeah, he can come right on to Potomac.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Richie Sky. We're back with another video, and right now we're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 4, the first episode of this season. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Before we get into that, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, hit that notification bell button, because we always coming at you guys with interviews, news, and views, and all that good other stuff like that. Also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at DJ Richie Sky. Okay, now let's get into this review. The first thing that I want to talk about is, it's always nice to catch up with the ladies. I want to actually get into one thing first. The ladies look amazing in their confessionals. I'm going to have to give my favorite confessional look to Candiace. Candiace is looking amazing in this blue right now. Like, this is her color. This is her, it is her moment. I'm here for this. And this was really her episode, to be very honest with you. The next housewife that I'm going to give it to is going to be, actually, I'm torn, but I'm going to give it to Monique. There's something I like about the way that her shot was set up. I thought that was really dope. The colors and, even got the whole pregnancy bump going. I thought that was dope. And then I'm going to have to give it to Karen because I'm loving the platinum blonde on Karen. I feel like this is her look. This is dope for her. This is classic. This little black dress, this Chanel logo. I'm going to wait for, I feel like I can't give Ashley a top 3 because I feel like this is a similar look to something we've seen before. I feel like Gizelle could have stepped it up another notch because, she's gorgeous. And I also feel like I wanted to see something a little bit different for Robyn. So I'm going to wait for the next looks to see what they give us next time, okay? So let's get into the episode, shall we? Now, the first thing I want to know is, why is it that Karen cannot seem to use her oven? Karen, listen. Baby doll. Now, you have upgraded everything in your life. You've clearly, I don't know, I cannot even remember what your house looked like from first season. But if you want the people to think that you live in this house, and I'm sure you probably do, what I'm going to need you to do is actually know how to use the stove. That's all. It is really, if you've been living there at this point in time, it should be about 2 years. Although sources are saying that she's now looking to relocate back to Potomac. But if you have been in this Great Falls home for at least 2 years, then girl, I'm gonna need you to know how to work this stove, okay? I'm gonna need you to know how to work the stove. Now, moving on. Clearly, with this whole situation, I feel like Gizelle was in the wrong. Now, I love Gizelle. She's probably, since the beginning, been one of my favorite characters. And I think it might be because I feel like she looks in a small way like Beyonce. There's something similar there. I think it's the skin color. I think it's the hair. I think it's just all of those similarities that kind of give her the Beyonce-ish look. So that's just me. That's just my thoughts. So I might be a little bit partial to her at times. But I do feel like she was in the wrong. Listen, one thing I'm going to tell y'all, there's nothing to joke about somebody's tax problems. Because, again, that kind of thing can happen to anybody. But it was a housewives type joke. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like fun shade to make light of a serious situation. But I do feel like she was in the wrong. And I do feel like she needs to apologize. But an apology can only be accepted when the person is ready to accept it. For real. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that, if a person is making effort, you kind of have to meet them halfway, right? All right. So I want to get into Michael and Ashley next. And I'm going to just say this, and I don't want to see their romanticals. I'm sorry. I don't want to see their romanticals. Here's the thing. The reason I say this is because I like Ashley. I think Ashley is gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? She's a gorgeous girl. But I just feel like Michael, I don't know, he just has an older age look about him. So for me, their scenes when they're being romantic make me a little bit uncomfortable. And I don't know why. Because, I mean, you know, I ain't never met the man and he never done nothing to me. And I don't have nothing against him. It's just something about seeing them interact in that sexual way kind of makes me go, maybe not today. Okay? Can we move on to Monique and Chris right now? I have this weird, odd fascination with Monique and her life for some reason. Now, I'm a little partial to these girls because I feel like I run in social circles with people who know them very well. So I don't want to ever go. I don't ever want to sound like I'm going in on anybody or that I'm extra partial to certain people. But I gotta say, there's something fascinating to me about Monique and her life, and I don't know what it is. A part of me feels like she has a very Kandi-like existence. And I guess what I mean by that is there's something about her that I feel like is just kind of, you know, just a down girl. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, like a round-the-way girl. Like, there's something I like about that, you know? But what I also really liked was that Kris, her husband, basically made her own up to the fact that, yo, like, what you did to Gizelle was wrong. I like that Monique admitted it was wrong. I like that she admitted that she was going to apologize to Sherman and Gizelle. I like when someone can just own up to their wrongs and just move on. Like, especially in a new season. Let's just own up to it, make your apologies, and keep it pushing into a new storyline. Because nobody wants to linger on something that happened last year that half of us can barely remember. And actually, and if they weren't going to bring Kendall on full time, I really wish they had made her have an interest at all. And the other thing that I'm slightly amused by is why Monique is sitting in this baby toddler chair at this table with the rest of the kids. I was actually kind of like, what is going on here? I was amused though. I was amused. So Robyn and Juan are back into doing the freaky deaky things, and I feel like that's good. I just want to say that I feel like Robyn and Juan are a very attractive couple. Very attractive couple indeed. But the whole time that I was watching them at this spot, all I could think of was, are they about to have a threesome with this girl? Because that's what it looked like. I mean, it just looked like it was a setup for a threesome. And maybe that's just the way my mind works. But that's just how it looked to me. Moving right along. I want to talk about the star of this episode, which was Candiace. And she's planning for this wedding. Now, wedding planners on housewife shows are often interesting because there's always a member of the family that somebody is coming into conflict with. In this case, it's Dorothy, which is Candiace's mom. I would like to just go on record and say there are some of these housewives' moms that need to be made into housewives. And Candiace's mom is someone that fits the bill. I could just see her holding a wine glass along with the rest of this cast. Now, I was commenting on something on social media, and I said that in history there have been no mother-daughter housewife duos on the shows. However, I just learned to my surprise that South Africa has a housewife show and there's a mother-daughter duo on there as well. So I need to go find that on YouTube, and if anybody got a link to it, drop it in the comments below. Thanks. Meanwhile, what I was saying was Dorothy is quite interesting to me. Now, I have a thing about talking about people's moms. I don't talk about nobody on this channel in a very negative way, because that's just, I don't really want that spirit on me. But what I will say is this: having interviewed Candiace before, and she is very cool with some people that I am very cool with as well. I'm gonna be honest about the storyline, because that's what I do, right? I am fascinated by this dynamic. I am fascinated by this family history. I am fascinated, and I want to meet her dad. And I'm wondering if we will see her dad in the upcoming episode, or does he just not film? I really don't have a clue. But I do have to say this, and I gotta say that I agree with Karen 110%. I feel like Moms is projecting her issues onto Candiace. Now I get it. Mama is embarrassed by what has happened in the past. As well she should be. But it's not her fault. Everybody's been cheated on, and it's not her fault. She should not feel like, she has to carry the weight of that situation any longer, because she is clearly a successful woman. So I don't understand what the hoopla is at this point in time. But Mama is still not over the situation with Daddy and this illegitimate child. Now, is illegitimate the right word? I hope it's the right word. Is the child out of wedlock? what do they call a child? It was a child that happened while they were together that was on the side. So I'm guessing this is why the situation is it is what it is. Regardless, I am excited about this season. I want to know what y'all think about this season. Do y'all have any hope for Robyn and Juan? I mean, do you think that does Karen really live in this house? I hope she does. I really hope she does. And why we ain't seen the Black Bill Gates all episode? I want to see him interacting with Karen in the home. And why do we always see Matt there with Karen? And who is Matt to Karen? Is he the manager or is he the lawyer? I follow him on Instagram, so I'm gonna have to actually go back and check. And Matt, if you're watching this, please let me know down in the comments. Are you a manager, PR director? What do you do? I just want to know because I'm just interested since you're on the screen. Anyway, that's all I got to say for now. If you guys are interested, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell button, and also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at DJ Richie Scott. And guess what, y'all? I will see you in the next video.